Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mural Hass Field on the campus of Jackson Christian School. Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway along with you, and it's baseball time in Tennessee.
And it feels, Joe, like one of those nights that it's not quite springtime. Temperature is 54 degrees, but the feels like temperature is 49 out here tonight. So I think we're going to be a little bit cool this evening.
It will be. I am tired. Steve is better attired. He's got a shirt and his sweater on. I only have, but it'll protect you, Jackson Christian School football shirt that we wear when we broadcast sometimes. Great place to be, and they're playing the music, and it's a little loud, isn't it? Paul Schultze, the executive director, taking care of all the little items and stuff. Steve, we're looking forward to it. Kind of a funny situation here. This is a game that wasn't on the schedule.
No, in fact, you and I both found out about it earlier today. That was an add-on to the schedule. Of course, there's a game here scheduled tomorrow night against Northside, but you're looking at an undefeated Fayette Ware team coming in at 6-0, and JC is at 5-1 with one tie on the schedule with Chester County during the season. But this is one of those that it really, I think, comes down to pitching and who does the best on the base paths.
And we'll tell you who the Fayette Ware pitcher is. Very kind to Jason Newman, the principal and head baseball coach. He gave us a lineup, but it doesn't have any positions on it, though, Steve.
Everybody's pitching.
Yes, it had ones down the list. On the mound for Jackson Christian School is Walker Ray. He's a senior ace. He's been with the program ever since he's been here at Jackson Christian School. He'll go, Steve, to Bethel University to play football.
And we got Nolan Kraft up at the leadoff position, and he's the left-hander.
Yep. And he drills that first pitch. Usually they don't jump on it. It'll be a base hit. So Fayette Ware off to a good start with Kraft on first.
Well, that's another one of the reasons why they are undefeated so far is that they get on it early in the games that we have had an opportunity to take a look at so far. And it's really been, I think, a team that has a lot of balance to it. And this is Zion Lester, and he is batting second in the lineup.
He is. He's a right-handed hitter off the plate just a little bit. He'll want to steady his bat. Of course, out of the stretch, Walker Ray goes to first. Now, that's the I know you're there move. That is not Walker's best move right there. That's the one that sent him a calling card. And that's what you want to do. Looks like we're playing straight away, Steve. The infield, though, is at double play depth. And Ray checks the runner. Very deliberate worker. Goes back to first again. So the scouting report, and that one gets away. Oh, well, they've got him. They're going to throw second.
Yeah, they're going to get him down to second, and he is a dead duck, as Dizzy Dean used to say.
And we used to have an umpire here, Reverend Fred Voigtman. You'd slide in the plate, you get tagged out, and he'd say, "You're a dead duck," and point at you and bounce the point while he was going down there. That was a nice play. It was over to first. So a crazy way to score, but you go 1-3 to 4 on that one for the first out of the inning. But the runner raced. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. And so that's first pitch to Lester. And like I said, he's strong. They say he can hit behind the runner a little bit.
Well, you know, in looking back at that last play, and you were talking about that Walker Ray, he gave him his bluff move, and then he really nailed him with the second one.
He sure did. And, boy, painted that one right on the corner for strike two. 0-2 count, one out in the inning. Number 15, we'll tell you where these young men play later. And Game Changer is working, Steve, on the big screen. It's not on the little screen. 1 ball, 2 strike. You see that pitch. Great shots by Worthy Road Studios. With camera people, we have multiple cameras here to look at that, folks. And now we get one coming in from center field. You see Walker Ray kind of in the shadows. And a swinging strike 3, and that's the way to do it, Steve.
Yeah, he got him with that pitch. It dipped just as it got to the plate, and he was way out in front of it.
For those of you scoring at home, keep your K frontwards on this one. The backwards K is for taking a strike 3. And I did not know, people did not know that, Steve.
You know, it's been a long, long time, but I remember I was schooled about that by Coach Joe Mercer down in Waycross, Georgia, many years ago.
I know of Joe Mercer. Lord, he was a good baseball coach.
He was. He was one, and went on to have a great career at Valdosta High School in Titletown, USA.
Yes, he did. This is Trenton Whittemore, a left-handed hitter, just like Steve pointed. He got a balanced stance there. And that one a little low. 2 balls, no strikes, Steve. And that's the one thing is you get 120 pitches, you don't want to throw a lot of balls. Stay ahead in that count. Looks like Ray's ready. Comes to the plate. Ground ball. It'll go to the shortstop. He's up. Austin fires to first. Should be out. And the first baseman good hanging on the bag. 6-3. Love it. Here's the favorite thing I do in baseball. I like to say, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The score at the end of a half inning of play, Fayette Ware 0, and Jackson Christian coming to bat will be back.
We are a team composed of highly skilled physical therapists with new school treatment approaches and old school customer service principles. We are a community presence because we know our foundation rests in relationship building and involvement. We are leaders in this industry, and we're putting in time daily to develop that aspect of thinking. We're more than a business. We're a team composed of individuals governed by a set of core values. We're more than a physical therapy company. We're a movement in the profession. We are your premier physical therapy team in West Tennessee.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Just imagine, no more drills. Look at some of Dr. Nathan Nash's patient results. We provide a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple cleaning to a full dental reconstruction. And now, prepless veneers. We're there when you need us. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family just like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook to see all those loving smiles. Call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry, we want to make you smile.
Back for the bottom of the first inning, and Steve, if you'll pick up the pitcher, I will get the catcher, and I believe Zion Lester is the catcher.
And Nolan Kraft is in on the mound.
Kraft, that was their first two hitters, so that tells you something about those two young men's athletic ability.
That's right. We've got Preston Clark in at shortstop, Seth Phillips third base, and we'll try to pick up all the rest of them for you as we go along. Trenton Whittemore is at first base.
Looks like they've got Ferris at second, Clark at short. I can tell you the left fielder is Cole, but that's Game Changer is filling them in as we talk.
That's something about Game Changer is that it's a game changer for the broadcasters as well as it is
it
for
helps.
the fans.
Well, I'm spoiled from doing Freed Hardeman. You do union baseball, and with Stephen Aldridge sometimes. They got a new system in the NAI. They don't have DAC stats anymore, and it's not bad, and that stuff is right there for you.
Yeah, it is. It updates you as the game goes along, and it makes it very, very changes the way that we call games, frankly, in so many ways. And it's that way for just about every sport.
Yeah, I don't have to keep pitch count, and their pitch count on the new system is right up to date. And that is amazing in its own right.
Coming up to the plate first is going to be Austin Kelly, the shortstop for Jackson Christian.
Of course, Austin plays football. Matter of fact, the first five hitters, first six in this plays football, and number 7 hitter in the lineup. Maybe we ought to give those to you. Austin Kelly, he'll be followed by Wyatt Jones, Chance King, and if needed, Carson Holt. And we're looking forward. Jackson Christian, Steve, is dapperly attired in their black unis today.
Yes. And Kelly comes to the plate, averaging .476 on the season.
And they say he is a very good pitcher. Obviously, left-handers have movement. And we'll crowd the plate. Austin crowds that thing to shortstop. Very crafty. He replaced the Freed Hardeman signee outside. Actually, I would want to, as tight as he is, I'd want to work him low and inside.
I think that's probably going to be his best bet.
Let's see what comes to the plate from Kraft. That must have missed. We're off to the side just a little bit, but we still got a very good look in our mobile studio. Beautiful baseball field, Steve.
It absolutely is, and it's just been, except for the cooler temperature, it's an absolutely perfect twilight evening for this game.
Yes, it is. Here's one popped up. It'll be fouled off. So it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Now, they have not put the distance signs back up, but I know it's about 300 down the right field line. Left field, a little deeper. And, of course, center field has the high 10-foot wall. Here's the 2-1 pitch.
A little high.
Yeah, that one is high. And didn't have as much pop on that. I love to hear that. And when you hear the great parabolic mic, you can hear the pop of the catcher's mitt. Love that.
He's got a .560 on-base percentage, so he's really, really a talented player, and that's why he took a good look at ball 4.
He worked him good, didn't he? We've got a runner in business, and this is a young man that can steal, and one of my favorite people just came up, Candace Rowland, who has 2 young men on this team, but she's also my nurse practitioner.
There you go. Well, make sure she keeps you healthy.
Yes, she does. And the second batter coming up there is the catcher, Wyatt Jones, who also plays football, and this is one tough guy right here.
He's averaging .412 on the season and another .560 on-base percentage.
And they have faced some really tough teams, Jackson Christian has. That one is strike. Boy, the umpire, I like it when they sound off.
Yeah.
You know, now in college they just drop the hand down, and they've taken something out of the game.
I know. You got to have that guy that go,
Yeah, I love it. I will have to compliment this young man. And going to first, that almost was a balk.
Yeah, that was a very, very slow move. That wasn't even, I'm keeping you honest, move at first base.
I know of about 10 umpires that would have called that one as balk. Left-hander does have an advantage. You got to bring that leg up and you can freeze them, but the way he stepped, the hesitation in it, this one outside and high. And I guarantee you right now, and I'll have to study, Chase, I'm one of the best signal stealers there is.
Now, you're not supposed to say that out loud, Joe.
Oh, I can. I'm up here. I like to see what the coaches are doing, and they got him picked off, and that's what happens. But nobody covered.
No, it's too high.
No, nobody covered. Wow, and so we advance to second base. Austin Kelly is in scoring position, Steve.
Well, that was one of those. It looked as though they had him picked off, as you mentioned, and then second baseman did not come over and cover, and neither did the shortstop. It was way too late, and he was already there.
Miscommunication. I have got a short in my mind. And there's a ball. Makes it 2-1. And I see the soccer team is practicing. And they've got matches too. Steve and I may have to do a soccer match unless Will Cisco comes back.
There you go.
Yeah. Will is very good at soccer play-by-play. Here's the pitch.
A little high again.
Stevie's going to get in trouble. And the young man looks like he's a very good pitcher, but got to throw those strikes. What does he say? Oh, those bases on balls.
All those bases on balls will kill you, and you'll be dead before the third inning.
Checks the runner, comes to the plate.
Low. No, just a little bit on the inside corner.
Yeah, I won't argue with the umpire because I like the way he says strike. 3 balls, 2 strike, not merry-go-round time because we only got a runner on second. There's not 2 outs, no outs to be exact in the ending. Here's the pitch, curveball, it missed. And that one you could tell was a curve all the way. And I'm going to make a chord adjustment here.
There you go. Well, that's going to bring Chance King up to the plate, and Chance checks in now with a .391 average, and he scored 4 runs on the season. He has 6 RBIs, and he's in perfect position to bring one in here in the bottom half of the first.
Hitting in that third slot, he can do a lot. This is a strong young man. He pitches some. That arm was hurt a couple of years ago. He's also a linebacker for the football team, but he'll graduate this year, and we'll miss him. Runners at first and second. The pitch to the plate by Kraft, and he gets away from the catcher.
So that'll be a
that one's got to be a pass
ball.
It's
it has
to be, Steve.
Yeah.
And you hate to say that. I used to catch some, and I hate to say that about catchers when they have a pass. I'd rather say wild pitch on the pitcher, but it truly was a pass
Yeah,
ball.
that one just got by the catcher.
Yeah, 1 ball, no strike count. And here's Kraft checking in. He'll go full windup this time. Here's the pitch. There's that curveball.
Yeah,
That one made it.
Right down in there. He's got runners in scoring position, and so this is a perfect opportunity for King to have an opportunity to bring in 2.
Absolutely. We're just about ready for the 1-1 pitch. Now, he's staring a little long this time. He got his pitch coming to the plate. It's outside. You know, we don't see the armband in baseball as much as you do softball. Those softball pitchers, the girls wear those armbands.
Oh, yeah.
And it helps, too, because the coaches are calling the pitches from the dugout. Here's the pitch. Missing outside again, Steve, so he's worked himself into a little trouble at a 3-1 count. And if you get a chance, folks, check the Worthy Road Studio shot out of the third baseline. You can see Austin Kelly way on the foul side.
And, boy, he just got a piece of that one at the end, so it's a 3-2 count. But that pitch count is really getting up here in the first inning on Nolan Kraft.
Yeah. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners at second, third, infield. They're going to give up the run for the out. Swinging strike 3, and Chance was going for the downs on that one.
Yep, he went for a low one that just simply was outside the strike zone, and that cost them their first out. But checking in here in the cleanup position is Carson Holt. He's the designated hitter, and Carson is averaging .391 on the season.
And Carson coming off of some injuries. He hits left-handed. See how far up in front of the plate he is. Always check that out, fans watching these games. He had a rip at it.
Yep.
Now, this is lefty against lefty, and it's a little harder. If you're a left-handed hitter, you want to make contact, but this is your cleanup man.
He's got a big gap there in the middle. If he could get that thing right between the second baseman and shortstop.
They're playing him to pull on the right side, and he fouls that one off, so he's in the hole. 0 balls, or no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. What do you think about the curveball, or you just jam him low and inside and bring the number 1?
I'd go with the curve, I think.
I'm like you. I'd be throwing the curve. Now, my right-handed curve, though, wouldn't be as good. This young man, Kraft, has a dandy one when he gets it over the plate. Coming in, it's high. Yeah, you can see that one. And he went with the number 1.
Yeah. I was thinking he'd probably go with a curve on an 0-2 because it would be an easy pitch to waste.
Yeah, it is, and you can throw it and make it break outside and do all kinds of things. 1-2 pitch on the way.
And call, strike 3.
They punched him out. Now there's where you put the backwards K in the scorebook. Now there's 2 outs, and the runners will move on any stroke of the bat.
And Walker Ray is coming in, the pitcher, and for him, he's only averaging .208 on the season, but it'll be interesting to see if he tries maybe a squeeze bunt of some kind.
And let's see what happens with Walker. That's a ball. Walker, usually a very good contact hitter. He's still getting rid of his basketball muscles. And starting a little slow, but he's already pitched several good games this year. And this is a good man to have in the 5th spot. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and he's got a good eye, too, and he takes that one for a ball, Steve.
A little bit outside, 2-0, and he's got a 1.17 ERA on the season, so he has been really tough on opposing hitters.
Yeah, Bob Gibson style
yes.
Run average. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's high, and let's see if Chase moves or if it's actually probably going to be the automatic 3-0 take. But
yeah, I think he's taking this pitch all the way. I don't think there's any way they give him the green light on this one.
Now, if his name was Fernando Tatis, they might give him the green light.
Yes.
If Acuna was healthy, they might give him the green light. The 3-0 pitch on the way, and he got out in front of it.
That shows you how much we know. They let him go for the green light on that one and just got around on it too quick and powered it, foul way outside of the stadium.
Well, if you were going to do that, this is the young man do it. Good contact.
That's right.
Normally. Getting loose, and like I said, the base hits will start falling for him. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's loaded bases now. He's walked 3 in this inning, Steve.
That's right. So we're going to bring to the plate Andrew Potts, who's the second baseman. And Andrew on the season is averaging .250. He's got a .455 on-base percentage, and that's a good part of it. So let's see what he does. He's one of the smaller guys, got a different strike zone.
He does not have a big strike zone. No. I've seen Andrew get some walks, and last year he made some tough plays when he was in the game at different positions. And the umpire liked that one over the outside corner.
Sure did.
No balls, 1 strike. Now they'll put a designated runner in for Walker Ray.
And it looks like that is going to be Campbell Scott.
Campbell Scott, another one of our fine athletes here, has good speed.
He's a senior.
Played a little football. No, he played a lot of football. I better say it right. Oh, a swinging strike.
Got it just by him.
Yeah, Andrew wanted that, and wears number 4. He's a very good young second baseman. Can pitch a little bit, too. Kraft is looking in. And he doesn't bob his head, so I wasn't knowing when he was ready. That one is high.
Yeah.
But he didn't intend for him to give him a good pitch anyway.
No, with 1-2 now, you got to expect that he's probably going to be going for this one if it's close to the strike zone.
Absolutely. 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. The curveball, and he got him, gets out of trouble. And 2 Ks of the 3 were the looking variety, Steve. We left 3 on base with no hits. No runs, 3 left on base, and the score at the end of 1 full inning of play is 0-0 at this point. Let's take a timeout.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online, we make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country. At Lonnie Cobb Ford, we now give you a warranty for life on engine and transmission. That's right, a warranty for life at no cost to you. Unlimited time, unlimited mileage, but it's only at Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
We are back with conversing with one of the grandparents. That is Betsy Favera that was here. Her grandson, John David Favera, plays for this team. And Betsy, a former school teacher in the public school system. Our husband was David Favera, who was school psychologist for a long time in the lead and also taught psychology at Jackson State.
Well, I tell you what, now you're talking about a profession that today is needed more than ever in every walk of life, and particularly for kids this age.
Yes.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for those who are in psychology and dealing with the mental health of our young people.
Well, did you see where the Ohio State coach, football coach, one of his players came to him and was really thinking about suicide, and he got him help immediately.
Exactly.
And saved a young man's life. And a lot of grief for a lot of people. Walker Ray on the mound ready here in the top of the second inning.
You got Preston Clark, the shortstop, up at the plate.
And Preston swings through that one, pulled his head out of there. Stephen, I coach every once in a while I'm up here. And if you go back and listen to the tape, sometimes I'll tell you what you did wrong. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's in there, that one. I saw it before it ever got there. What a pitch by Walker Ray. It's 0-2 now.
He's got his good stuff tonight, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about him, but I like to pitch in this cool weather like this. I could make the full 7. That's it. Kiss it goodbye.
Yeah.
That is a strikeout. Backwards K again.
Out on 3 pitches here, and that brings up the third baseman, Seth Phillips, to the plate.
Wow. Seth had visitors over there at third, but we couldn't get anybody home. I'm going to tease Chase after the game, tell him I'm taking it out of his pay for every runner that didn't score. Here's the curveball. It's in there. Go ahead.
Boy,
Beautiful
chalk it
pitch.
up. Beautiful pitch right down the middle.
Froze the hitter. Phillips up there. Ware's number 22. They are retired. I like their blue. That blue is familiar. Oh, right over the corner.
He has got his stuff because
5 straight strikes, Steve.
You can tell whenever that thing just dips right as it gets to the plate.
And now he's sped up a little bit. He's got the ball back. He's ready to throw. Swinging strike. It gets away. And
they got him.
They got him. Okay, the put out actually goes 2-3. You still give Walker Ray a strikeout.
And that brings up Greg Betts to the plate. So far for Fayette Ware in this one, they have not been able to get anybody beyond first base. They had one guy with a base hit, the leadoff hitter, and he was thrown out trying to steal second.
And the pitch, all right down Main Street. You got to love it. He has thrown nothing but strikes this inning. That's only his 14th pitch.
Boy, if you can keep him in the game for 5-6 innings as long as his stuff is there, you have really managed to do something. Look at that.
Boy, look at that thing. It cut the corner. You couldn't have done that with a diamond cutter any better.
Outside corner, just perfect.
0-2 the count. 2 outs. Walker Ray right now in control of the game. Phillips at the plate. Just missing. That's the teaser, though, right there.
Yeah, you're trying to get him to go for a bad one.
And like I said, pitches, just 16 pitches. Here's the pitch. 1-2 the count. It's in there.
There you go. Right down in there.
It's all over. This one's easy, Steve. I get to say no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And at the end of 1 1/2 of innings of play, no score. Let's take that time out.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Back at Mural House Field, Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway, and we've got a white knuckler so far through 1 1/2 innings. Steve, any trends you see right now?
Well, I think unquestionably, when you look at the way Walter Ray is pitching and just delivering strikes, whether it's the inside or the outside corner or right down the middle, he is really controlling this game, and they've gone through the first – he's got a one-hitter going through the first 2 innings. But that second inning was as impressive as you're ever going to see.
Oh, absolutely. Due up for the Jackson Christian School varsity Eagles, it will be Creasy, Collins, and Mullins. That's 7, 8, and 9 in your order.
Creasy comes in averaging 200 on the season. He's got 4 RBIs. And the key thing is after getting the bases loaded in the first inning, you want to start another rally just as quickly as you can. Shake that one off that you could not get anybody in off of it.
Yeah, because those people left on base will come back and haunt you if you don't watch. Zach also plays point guard on the basketball team. Fine young man. Well, we don't have anything but good kids here on Jackson Christian School's athletic teams.
Great kids.
It really is so. Kraft on the mound. Nolan Kraft winds and fires. This one has popped up. Now, if we had those storm clouds that we had the other day, it would have drawn rain in foul territory, but
or
it might have sky.
It might have hit our mobile unit right on the roof.
That's good. That's a good place to hit, as long as you hit on the roof. Don't hit through the opening here. That's we got a pretty good screen protecting us. 1-1 now, the count, as you saw it. Looked like Kraft fell off to the side of the mound a little bit. And left-handers will do that on occasion. You know what you want to do when they're falling off like that? Bun down the first base line.
That's right. Exactly.
And we got lots of people. We have one of our four-legged friends, a little cute pup, watching the ball game here. Oh, solid hit, but one hopper to the third baseman. Over to first, the stretch, and I'm going to tell you what, give the first baseman Whittemore credit for that.
Yeah, he had a big stretch on that one, and that one is a hard hit ball to the third baseman. And he managed, and Creasy managed to knock him dead on that one.
Fielder number 11, Jack Collins.
And Jack Collins, left-handed hitter, played a lot of football as a wideout, can play defensive back, but that's not what he's playing here. Here's the pitch. Oh, right over Jack's head, but about 5 feet above it.
If he can get on, he's got 4 stolen bases on the season. That's what they'd like to do, to at least get him on to first and see if he can snatch 1 or 2.
Yeah, and the head football coach, Darby Palmer, would like to see him run too because he likes Jack to use that speed. Here's the pitch, high again, and I believe, Steve, you may be on something. It could be working on a walk here. I've got 2 balls, no strikes. Now the scoreboard just went out. That's okay. I have game changer.
Kind of reminds me of what happened at a couple of times during the NCAA South Regionals with the scoreboard.
Oh, I know. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And I heard there were some problems with
just a few here and there.
I was watching another game that night or day. That one's over his head. Now, that's a good job. You could have stood there and took that one, and they would have gone ahead and allowed the hit, but I'd rather it pass over my head.
Now, our scoreboard says 1 ball, 1 strike, and we'll see whether that is accurate. I don't believe that's accurate.
3 balls, 1 strikes to count. Swinging strike 2, so that makes it a full count now.
All right.
Well, it's behind because of the scoreboard going out.
Well, you got to believe he may be taking this pitch all the way.
Yeah, only 1 hit in the game, and that was a leadoff hit by Fayette Ware.
Struck him out.
Wow, there's been a lot of Ks in this game. And that one a swinging strike, so you put it to 2 outs, and that brings J.T. Mullins up. J.T.'s the first baseman today.
That's the 4th strikeout of the game in just 2 innings.
Now, Kraft is up to 39 pitches, Steve.
That's the big thing that you watch because all of these pitchers are on a pitch count.
Nice bunt. It died, though, on him, and the catcher, Lester, got it. And now this is going to be a tough one to score. I'm going to have to think about this one. Advancing to second, the throw is late. He did not. That's not interference. I heard somebody out there holler interference from.
I'll tell you what I would do, Joe. I'd give him a hit and an error on that one.
I think we're going to have to.
I think so because that thing died, and he was about 3/4 of the way down to first base by the time the throw was made. So we'll give him a hit and an error.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm going to be a little generous on that one.
And that is
I'm looking for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out.
That is the first hit of the game for Jackson Christian.
Now, the official scorer has not ruled on it. Well, he's still thinking about it. Runner on second has a nice lead. Base hit could score him. Now, the good decision by Nolan Kraft to step off the mound.
Kelly walked his first time up.
Got all the way to third, and we couldn't play.
Yep, that's when we had the bases loaded in the first inning and could not bring anybody home.
And, man, my scoring man is still holding on. There's a swinging strike.
Just got a little bit out in front of that one.
And I think I've got it now. No, yeah, I do have it officially. It is a single, Steve. They just hadn't put it on the scoreboard.
There you go.
We were right anyway. Steve was way ahead of the curve.
It was a beautiful bunt that he laid down.
And, folks, that's not a balk. You can do that.
Yep.
Billy Cry, who was the brother, he didn't play at Union, but his brother Ken Cry, maybe the greatest defensive catcher in Union history, but he couldn't hit the fastball or the curveball.
Oh, man.
And that's the reason. There's a pitch. That's the reason he didn't make it to the majors.
You got to be able to hit that curveball to have any hope of making it to the majors.
Yeah, but you better hit that number one,
yeah,
too.
you got to do that as well. Absolutely.
But you're right about the curveball, Steve. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's one on the ground. Slow roller. Third baseman comes up, rolls up his arm, and the runner will advance. We'll have first and third, and that one has to be an E5, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And plus the fact, I don't believe there was any chance he would have gotten him at third because there's just no way the left fielder was going to come in there for help at that point.
No, he wouldn't. He was too far up the line.
Number 10, Wyatt.
Now, Wyatt Jones, he's a tough guy. He can give you – he got a couple of big hits for us last year. Got a big one against USJ in a rivalry game, and that's always good.
Well, once again, here we go, second inning, and just like the first inning when it was loaded, we got guys at first and third.
We're running, and they go to first for the pickoff. I think they're going to be late again.
Yep.
And now we got runners at second and third. Bengal brings in 2. Don't know the strength of the throwing arms. They have moved in, and I know they look at Wyatt and say, well, he's short. He's also powerful.
He walked his first time up.
Wyatt Jones at the plate, the catcher. Here's the pitch. Curveball was high. I think it stayed high. I thought the umpire was fixing to yank that arm out there. You know, every once in a while, a little bug fly by and bite you.
Although, considering the temperature tonight, I don't know if we're going to have as many bugs.
Yeah, I think I'd keep my bugs at home if I'm Mama Bug. And oh, here it is. There's the one. Oh, hey, he missed it. This is going to plate 2 because here comes the second run. Streaking to the plate. The throw is cut off by the pitcher. Now the only thing is, how do we score?
I believe it's an error.
I do too.
Yeah, it's right on the second baseman, right in his hip, and he just should have had that one.
I think it had a little tail on it. They have. Oh, wait a minute. They're flashing the hit sign, Steve.
They're giving him a hit. Well,
let's put error, and I'm going to put question mark in there.
Yeah,
how about that?
Yeah, I agree with you there. But that looked like that was a sure catch.
Yep. But the important thing is we have plated 2. 2 runners
have
scored.
Runs.
Yeah. And this brings up Chance King, one of the power men in this lineup. Chance got those hands high, and he drops them a little bit swinging.
He struck out his first time up.
He did. And he goes for that. He never gets cheated on a cut. Trust me. He makes the wind a little colder. The chill factor drops when he swings.
Yeah. And the chill factor tonight is going to be a little bit more so than we expect in March.
Yeah, make contact there, Chance. Don't drop that temperature any. Runner on first. They check him, come to the plate. This one is sky high. It's probably going to be a can of corn if we communicate, and the pitcher takes it himself, and probably a wise decision, Steve.
Well, 2 runs come in, and so that's a big one for Jackson Christian.
2 runs unofficially on 1 hit. We had 1 man left on base, and at the end of 2, Jackson Christian has taken a 2-0 lead. Let's take that timeout on Worthy Road Studios.
Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson. We specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
We are back here. Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway, Worthy Road Studios in Jackson Christian. A winning combination. Steve, during the warm-ups, here are your observations.
Well, Walker Ray, the thing about it is that he has faced the minimum. And so far in the game, he struck out 3, and so actually 4 now. And so it is absolutely a dominant performance on the mound. And the important thing for Jackson Christian in that inning was to capitalize off mistakes, particularly the 2 errors that were made in the inning, because they were able to finally this time come home with 2 runs.
Absolutely, and interesting. Walker took a couple of his warm-up pitches from the stretch. Now, he won't pitch that way unless somebody's on base, but he's probably trying to stay loose. It is chilly out here, and I see you and I both have the left-handed handkerchief swipe move.
Absolutely. You got to have it here. You got T.J. Ferris coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Ferris, D. Ferris, and Cole will be the batters. Walker Ray in his third inning of work. Just a little bit low. I wish I could do it like Bob Uecker.
Oh, yeah. Uecker was something else.
He really was. One of the greats of broadcasting. The 1-0 pitch by Walker Ray on the way. It's drilled down the first baseline into the screen. And their first base coach for Fayette Ware did not attempt to make a play on the ball, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, you got a good shot there at shortstop of Preston Clark.
I love that center field shot. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be fouled off, too, putting the batter in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I should have said Zach Creasy on that one. I was looking at the wrong at the wrong end of my scorecard.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, folks. We're loving doing Eagle baseball, and this game was added today, and it gets away, so it'll even the count. But Steve has worked hard. I've worked hard after I got off the board.
You sure did.
And then if you wonder what the board is, I did the remote board work for WNWS. This game will be archived tonight, Steve. They can go back and watch it. Swinging strike 3. Fooled him, got him out in front of that one.
That is his 5th strikeout in 3 innings.
Walker does such a great job. And that was a swinging strikeout. I got a text over here. What are you talking about backwards K's for? We just explained. If they take it, it's you put the K backwards. If they swing at it, it's frontwards.
It's to distinguish between when it's a called third strike or a swinging third strike. It's a straight K if they swing. If it is a called third strike, it's a backwards K.
And if any of you all know my number, Moose Henry's listening in Kingsport, Tennessee. There's a swinging strike right there to even the count at 1-1, Steve. And you know what Paul's got to do is get us a pinger text line or something. So
there you go.
Take text and stuff. And if you know my number, send me a text. There's a swinging strike, too. I'm sure if Bill Hamilton's not here and with the temperature like it is, Bill will be watching us because he watches any game he doesn't come to. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Walker Ray in command, zips it down there. I was going to say, he might ought to punch him out on that one.
And he did, and that is strikeout number 6 out of the 8 batters he has faced. He has struck out 6 of them.
Now, I haven't been watching like you have to a little bit, but unofficially that is 26 pitches is all.
That's right. And here's the left fielder, Jack Cole, big guy.
Yeah, and he looks like he's got some power. Where's 25? Here's the curveball, and that one in there.
That one just dipped right down over the plate.
The not quite slider speed and stuff, but it was a good curveball. It had some dip. You know, some people throw a flat curveball. This one fouled off, out of play. In the old days, Steve, kids would be scrambling for a snow cone.
They absolutely would, and I can remember the first time I ever caught one of those things, and I didn't have a glove in my hand. It didn't feel good.
No, it didn't.
I was in the 4th grade.
No ball, 2 strike count. Can he put the inning out of commission? That one misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But you know what? He had a purpose, not only to tease the guy, but here's my low outside quick curveball that some people might call a slider.
That's exactly right. You've got a 1-hitter going here through 2 2/3 innings.
There's one back to the pitcher. He got it, slipped a little bit. Walker Ray, very sure foot, gets it over to first for the 3rd out. I love it. I've got to say, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base at the end of 2.5 innings of play. It's Jackson Christian 2, Fayette Ware nothing. Let's take a timeout on the Worthy Road Studios Network.
Did you know that Lonnie Cobb Ford's Warranty for Life is available on pre-owned vehicles too? That's right, a warranty for life on a used car. And with our huge selection of over 100 vehicles, we have the one for you. Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Welcome to Man's Wrecker Service. We offer a wide array of services. We are dedicated towing professionals, experienced in both simple and complicated towing services. We offer light and heavy-duty off-road recovery, auto and heavy-duty towing, load shift and load transfer capabilities, and much more. We are equipped to handle any situation, no matter how big or how small. Call today at 731-424-2173.
Back for the bottom of the third, Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway, Worthy Road Studios, and our great camera and production crew. Executive producer is the one and only Paul Schulte. But I've enjoyed this game so far, even with the cold, Steve.
And it's been a very fast-moving game, too, because I think the pitching has been just so good that it's really kept this game in a speedy direction here. And in this inning, you got Kraft going back onto the mound against Jackson Christian, and to say the least, this is a guy who, so far in the game tonight, he's got 4 strikeouts on his own.
And the runs he's given up for Kraft are unearned runs. And that is unusual for both pitchers to be in that situation. There's been a lot of strikeouts, been some timely fielding. And Carson Holt will lead off, followed by Walker Ray and then Andrew Potts. Holt comes to the plate 0 for 1, Steve.
He got 5 RBIs on the season, and he's also quite a pitcher. He's got 6 innings pitched. He's got 3 strikeouts and a 2.33 ERA on the season.
He sure does, and he's a good left-handed hitter, and this fence is very reachable in right field. It is the shortest part of the ballpark. That's the reason the fence is up a little higher, because they can be lost over there, and I'm sure the people on the other side of it that live in that house have got a good collection of baseballs. Here's the pitch, swinging strike one.
He went for one that dipped.
Yep. He makes contact. That one is lofting and probably over the light pole. 1-1 pitch just about to be delivered by Nolan Kraft. Here it is. Low and gets away from the catcher, and they'll send somebody behind there to get it. Good umpiring. He handed the ball to the catcher, Lester.
Joe, as you mentioned, one of the rough things right now for Kraft is that he has thrown a lot of pitches here, and we're just barely at the start of the third inning.
Yeah, we'll check his pitches. I want to say it's around 50. Here's one to left field. High sky. Got to go back. The left fielder gets over his head for a hit. Holtz streaming into second with a stand-up double.
And that's one of those, when you get at twilight like this, sometimes you can lose the ball more so than you can when you're in sunlight. I've had a lot of outfielders who tell me that they'd rather for it to be when we're completely dark and you've got the lights in here rather than at this stage of the game, because we're at 6:42 right now, and it's just deceiving.
Having played outfield, I can appreciate that, and I agree 100% with what you said. And left field is tough. Now, if we played early in the day, right field is tough.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. That's a strike. Nice curveball by Kraft. Got a runner at second. Of course, you change your signs a little bit, and because there are some of these young men that are very adept at picking up signs of the other team. Lester, the catcher, awaiting the pitch, checked the runner twice, coming to the plate, and another strike. That looked like a strike all the way.
Walker's got 7 RBIs on the season, so he does a lot to help his cause.
He does. He's a very patient hitter, even though he's in the hole 0-2. Must have not liked those two. Now he's got to guard the plate.
There you go.
Eddie Stanky used to be a master of fouling off pitches in this case. Some people don't know who Eddie Stanky is, though.
I have to tell you, I do.
Oh, they got him.
They got him with a K.
And there was a little groan from the crowd then. That one, I guess it got a millimicron of the black part of the plate.
There you go. You got Andrew Potts in here again. Now, he was called out on strikes his first time up.
He sure was. But Andrew, a tough guy at the plate in that strike zone. Now, there's a strike. Now, Kraft has got a good pitch on that outside corner. And the first baseman had cheated in a little bit. Everybody else is back at normal depth for them.
It's tougher to pitch to a shorter guy like Potts because it is such a different target to have to be reaching with the strike zone.
It is. And that one a ball. I had one of the Freed Hardeman pitchers last year told me he liked to throw curveball to the shorter players.
Really?
Because he could make it drop down in there. He said, my fastball wants to run away. They go with the pickoff, it's going to go into the infield, but the second baseman, he almost like he knew it was going to bounce there.
Yeah, boy, but that was he dashed back in. Carson had to fly back in there to be able to get back into second.
Well, that tells me Carson's ready to play football again next year. He had some injuries this year.
Yeah. Man, it'll be here before you know it, Joe.
Oh, yes. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pickoff play at second base, you got to see that. Compliments of Worthy Road. Great graphics there for Fayette Ware and Jackson Christian. Love those graphics. Swinging strike. That one had a little bender to it too, Steve.
And as you say, he was going for the downs on that one.
Yep. You know, we've added a graphic this year. You can tell if there's runners on base with our graphics. It's on the screen. Great job by Worthy Road Studios. 1 ball, 2 strike. A runner at second with 1 out. Lots of games being played down at second. Outfield straight away, not deep. And it's ball 2. They don't play Andrew for a power hitter. And he doesn't really unless he can drive one. Now, he can drive one into that left center field gap. But most of the time he gets those good base hits, Texas leaguers, etc., things like that. Swinging strike 3.
Went down on strikes. And that is, in tonight's game, it is just another one of these. If you think about it, he may be down 2-0, but that's the 5th strikeout so far for Nolan Kraft.
Absolutely. Zach Greasy, the second baseman, who grounded out third to first. He comes up with 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position. Don't leave any ducks on the pond.
Now, Carson Holt trying to get in from this one.
Just missing with that nifty curveball of Nolan Kraft's. Zach said, man, I wish that thing looked like a basketball coming up here. And sometimes when you're in the groove, it does look like a basketball or volleyball. Strike. You know it. Our parabolic mic picks up that young man.
Man, he was right down in that one when it would hit the outside corner.
1-1 the count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Pitcher is Nolan Kraft. Lester, the catcher for Fayette Ware. They are the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. High. And you know what I like about this young man? He can let you know if it's a ball. You can hear him say ball.
That's right.
College umpires learn something here. I've got some mechanics problems with the college umpires. Here's the pitch. Oh, it was a dandy to even the count.
He just froze him.
I thought somebody put a table down there and that one dropped off of it.
If he gets him, that'll be his 7th strikeout of the game.
If we had 2 runners on, the deuces would be wild right now. But
that's right.
Just got a 2-2 count with 2 outs, 1 runner on. Kraft checks him, comes to the plate. High.
Oh,
boy, that was
boy, that
there.
was a close one, right?
Pepto-Bismol time. You remember the old Alka-Seltzer commercial, no matter what shape
your stomach's in, yeah. And the guy would always poke the guy's belly at the beginning.
Yeah, that was a great commercial.
That became a hit song, no matter what shape your stomach's in.
I think 2 groups had it out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's ball 4.
And nobody believes me when I tell them that.
But it's true. The Ventures are one of the groups, but somebody else put it out, I think, for the commercial.
Fielder number 11, Jack Collins.
Jack Collins. Love to see Jack, the left-handed hitting outfielder, come up there. Just a tremendous young man, and what an athlete in all sports.
4 stolen bases on the season, and he scored 6 runs. And this is another time in the clutch with 2 out to be able to try to see if you can bring in at least one of these guys.
And here's the first pitch. He's trying to bunt. That one kind of got up and over the dugout, but he had a good idea. The third baseman so deep, only the pitcher could have fielded.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Now, what I'd love to do, and you don't want to do it because he was trying to dump that one down to the third baseline. If Jack could bunt it down the first baseline, there's no way they'd get him. There used to be a football player, Golden Wheels Dominion. Elbert Golden Wheels Dominion. This kid's got golden wheels.
Elbert Golden Wheels Dominion.
Dominion.
All right.
Ground ball foul for 2 strikes now. Yeah, he played with the Buffalo Bills back in the early days of the AFL.
Elbert Golden Wheels Dominion.
Remember that one.
I'm going to remember that one, Joe. I can't forget that.
And if you see Steve Beverly on the street, ask him about Bill Cullen's sportscasting career.
Absolutely. One of the all-time great game show hosts, but also a tremendous sportscaster that a lot of people don't know about his career. There you go.
Down the line here. Picked up by the first baseman. He'll take it unassisted to end the inning. There were no runs, no hits, but 2 men left on base. And at the end of 3, 2-0, Jackson Christian leads. We'll take a timeout. And when you come back, you're going to get a very pleasant surprise.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
Steve Beverly here at Jackson Christian Field along with Coach Joe Holloway, and I'll be bringing you the middle innings. And so far with Jackson Christian up 2-0, and as you look down our ledger right now, 6 strikeouts in the game so far for Walker Ray, and then it's the same thing for his counterpart, Nolan Kraft. But it's been a very, very smooth outing. In fact, you're looking at 8 straight putouts. The only hit of the game has been Nolan Kraft, who's coming up to the plate again for Fayette Ware. He's the only one who's gotten a hit.
And I want to make one correction. Carson Holt got a double last inning. I said there were no hits. There was one hit.
There was one double.
Yeah.
But, hey, Joe, every now and then we miss one.
Well, my handwriting right now looks like that was a shaky 1, and it looked more like a 0. Can't believe I did that. That's okay. Hey, you're going to enjoy Steve, folks, and here he is.
Kraft had a single in the first inning, and that one's high for ball 1. Joe, we've got a nice little turnout here tonight on a chilly evening.
Oh, it is a great turnout. A lot of people over there. Concession stands open.
And there you go, base hit. That's going to drop in there on left field. And so Kraft gets, once again, here in the 4th inning, at the top of the 4th, he is the only player for Fayette Ware to deliver a hit, and he's gotten 2 for 2 tonight.
He's got a nice swing. He knows how to take the outside pitch to left field. This brings up Lester, who is a strong young man. But I believe he struck out his first time up, Steve.
He did. He struck out on a 3-2 count. And let's see how tight he holds on Kraft on first.
Nice pitch.
And there for the strike. Kraft is one of these that he will take off for a steal.
I'm surprised, though, with him being the pitcher, they're not running for him. You can have a courtesy
You can
run.
have a designated runner to come in. Now let's see how it, whether he's going to go. He's going to go with his move to first. And that was one, as Joe said in the first inning, that's one of those you better just watch where I'm at moves.
Yep. Shorten that stance a little bit over there on your lead. Now, he hasn't taken one-way lead. If you get all the way to the edge of the cutout, then you know what's fixing to happen.
That one a little bit high, but it's still called down in for a strike.
You got to like this umpire's strike zone. Oh, the concession stand. Hamburgers, I recommend them. You and I won't get one because they'll be out of them before we can get one.
Absolutely. We'll nobody's going to be able to get one ahead of us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And going back down to first.
Now, we may need instant replay on that. Oh, they did get him. He punched him out.
Yeah, they called him out on strikes. And so that is the 7th strikeout now for Walker Ray.
And you saw the arm of Wyatt Jones. It's a pretty good one going to first.
First baseman Trenton Whittemore is at the plate.
He's had a good play in the field. Remember when he stretched out to get that throw?
He sure did. And they're going to go down to second trying to get him out, and he is out of there. Nice play from catcher all the way in to get him out at second.
Yep.
So
score that 2-6.
As you say, Joe, you wonder whether that was because of the fact that he is a strong runner, or is it the possibility that they just felt like that they didn't want to go with a designated runner at this stage?
You really wonder about that, but that makes his legs tired. And he just we get this hitter fairly quick. He's going out with tired legs.
That one just way into the dirt. But if he gets him out, he still will have faced the minimum 12 batters here in the first 4 innings, because they managed to recover it in the first inning with when they threw out Kraft at second base.
Yeah, well, on what's considered a caught stealing is the way that one would have been scored.
Right.
So you got 2 caught stealings, even though it was a pickoff move on that first one.
And that one's tap foul over by the dugout. So 1 ball, 1 strike. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Jackson Christian leading undefeated Fayette Ware 2-0. And that one was fired right down on just outside in the outside corner, and the left-hander goes down, and that is strikeout number 8 for Walker Ray, and we have completed 3.5 innings, and your score, Jackson Christian 2, Fayette Ware nothing. Back after this timeout.
Men, there's a new salon in Jackson, Race Clips, on South Highland, next door to Roland Safety and Supply. Whether it's a quick trim or a new look, Race Clips stylists can transform you to perfection. At Race Clips, you'll find all the products to keep you looking your best. Active duty military, veterans, and law enforcement officers receive a discount. Open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, 9 to 3 on Saturday. Race Clips on South Highland, Jackson. Go to race-clips.com.
Over 7 years ago, God called Brandy Reagan into a new career as a realtor. 7+ years later, Brandy is a multi-million-dollar producer, broker, and owner of Reagan Realty Group. Brandy believes God will always give her what He wants her to have. Brandy loves helping clients find their dream homes, and she believes each and every home has a story to tell. So call Brandy today at 731-410-7700 and let her help tell your story.
Go Eagles!
27 years ago, a vision became a reality, and Snookum Steakhouse officially.
Yep.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Jackson Christian, and the Eagles on top 2-0 over the Wildcats of Fayette Ware. And Walker Ray has faced the minimum 12 batters and has struck out 8 in the game so far. Nolan Kraft is canned 6.
And Nolan has not pitched that bad. He's pitched well enough to win a lot of ball games, but we were able to scrap and with the help of Era make some runs on there. But 2-0 in high school baseball. Well, you got 2 good pitchers. It could hold up, but it doesn't always, Steve.
That's right. It just depends, and particularly if he can stay inside the pitch count, namely Walker Ray, then that's going to be huge to carry them all the way. Of course, it's 7 innings here in high school baseball.
Absolutely. You've got J.T. Mullins here, the left-handed hitting first baseman, and he'd like to get something started for us.
Well, J.T. averages .351 on the season and a .421 on-base percentage. But as we say, Kraft he's been a fine pitcher, but he had a few bloops out in the outfield and the infield in that 3rd inning that made a big difference.
You're going to shoot me for this. Could I say Kraft has been crafty?
I'll let you say anything you like that. I like that. That one's fouled back. I think that went way back in the opposite field behind us.
Yeah, the softball girls picked up. Man, our softball has shrunk over here. They're good kids. I did that softball game the other day in tight quarters.
Tight quarters aren't so bad tonight with the chill that we have in the air.
I'm with you.
And that one goes right back in the same direction, just getting a little bit ahead of it.
Yeah, I'd probably be hugging the sound equipment. It gets a little warm sometimes.
Yeah, JT is, so far in the season, scored 7 runs.
Kraft's at 70 pitches.
And that one's going to be fouled back a little bit more to the left than his previous 2. Sure good to have all of you with us tonight. And for those of you who are parents or grandparents or relatives who are, you got a connection to these kids, couldn't make it out tonight, we're glad that we can bring this to you on Worthy Road Studios.
Absolutely.
That one was a high one that did not dip down in the corner.
Good call, Steve. Now, they can see this game later tonight.
Yes.
It's archived on YouTube. But you can go to
Mm-hmm.
Worthy Road Studios Facebook or Jackson Christian and see it right now.
Exactly.
Call 5 friends.
Live. That one's high. So we're at 2-2. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. And his first time up, Mullins got a single and came in to score. And there's a drive going right to the first baseman, and he's going to go over there and step on the plate. And that makes it out number 1.
3U if you're scoring at home, and a good play by their first baseman's got a good glove.
This game has really moved rather swiftly tonight because of, I think, our temperatures. They're trying to get things moving very, very quickly if they can.
Absolutely, and after the game, Mama's going to have some good home cooking for everybody.
I got a feeling there'll be some hot chocolate or something else on the stove. And Austin Kelly, the shortstop, is up to the plate. And there's one that goes right to center field, and he's going to be in there for a base hit.
Austin, a really fine young man, a good hitter, but what an athlete. And that makes him 1 for 2 because he was on with an error. They said a while ago, and we'll check that because the scoring was being debated.
He walked his first time up, so he's been on base all 3 times that he's been to the plate this evening. So Wyatt Jones, the catcher, checks in. And Wyatt, a .412 average on the season, 7 RBIs. And he walked his first time up, and he reached second on an error. And they're going to go down to second, and he's got a stolen base.
He sure does. Okay, somebody's not getting the message, and we got to establish who is covering. And I know they're trying to keep their eye on the hitter at home plate. Pitcher's got a nice move to first.
But that's the second time tonight that we've seen a stolen base that really there was not much contest to it at all.
Yeah, you're right about that.
There's one that goes right into the gap between the shortstop and third baseman, and that, let's see, nope, he's not going to wave him home. Going to keep it at first and third, and so Wyatt Jones gets his first actual hit of the night.
Yeah, he was on with that error that we were sure was an error.
Yep, and walked his first time. So we got him first and third, and they're going to come out and have a conversation on the mound. And they're going to try to settle him down just a little bit. And
Coach Bullard.
I think he may be bringing in somebody out of the bullpen.
He may be because they had some people throwing down the line here. Now, they would almost want to keep Shirley. He plays outfield or plays first base or something if they did make the change. Coach Bullard had some words for Chance King. Coach Bullard used to hold a bunch of records in baseball at Freed Hardeman, but a guy named Josh Seals broke a few of those last year and the year before.
Well, they're not going to replace him. He's still in there.
But they had somebody throwing, and now they sit down, though. They've just got the one young man that's on the JV that's up walking around. I bet he's headed to the concession stand.
They want to hopefully, if they could, to be able to try to see if they can work a double play in this one.
And they have gone to double play depth, although the shortstop might be a step back. And they've got a runner going again. There's going to be no throw.
No throw.
This is a no contest on this stolen base, Steve, according, or at least the NCAA and NAI manual.
Yeah.
And you don't get a stolen base for that. Now, high school, they'll probably still give you one.
They used to call it a fielder's choice in a case like that. And that one's going to go through, and it's all the way back to the back, but they may get – no, they won't.
Head first slide there. You saw it right on Worthy Road Studio.
And we'll charge that a wild pitch.
Yep. Runner goes all the way to third, Steve.
So
that's a big run.
For Austin Kelly, that's his second run of the game, and it's now a 3-0 lead for Jackson Christian. And checking up at the plate is Chance King, the right fielder.
Just waiting to get that pitch in his groove. Told you, young man went to the concession stand. He got my hamburger.
He did. I think we need to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
And the pitch, and it is right in the outside corner for strike one.
That's like Walker. These two young men both have dandy curveballs.
4 hits in the game for Jackson Christian, but they've made the most of some of the mistakes that have been made in the field by Fayette Ware. Outside for ball one.
Chance King, a big, powerful guy. Now, Cooper is in as a courtesy runner for Jones.
Yes, he's on third. And swing and a miss.
Kept his head in there a little better, not looking down that third baseline. Hank Aaron used to say, see the ball hit the bat.
There you go. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. And a man on third. And that one's going to go down to score a run. And it goes right through the legs of the second baseman, and so that'll be an error.
E3. Run scores, no RBI though.
So it's a 4-0 lead now for Jackson Christian. 4 runs on 4 hits. And for Walker Ray, he's got a 2-hitter going here when he takes the mound again in the 5th inning.
Nice cushion. It would take a grand slam to tie it up now or pick away at it, but we're playing good defense.
Carson Holt at the plate, and that's low for ball one.
And here's another young man. You throw it in his wheelhouse, and he can lose it for you.
Carson so far was called out on strikes, but he got a double his second time up.
And the pitcher's good thinking by him. First baseman wasn't holding him on. And he moved him up there.
Taking his time. And there's a drive that's going to go into right field. And they're going to keep him at first and second. But a nice swing and just let the ball come to him did Carson Holt. And so that is his second hit of the game. And we've got runners now on first and second. That's the 5th hit of the game for Jackson Christian.
You couldn't have thrown that one with your arm any better place to get through.
No, and Walker Ray, the pitcher, is at the plate.
Walker could really help himself here with runners on first and second and only 1 out.
7 runs batted in on the season and a chance to be able to deliver a little more. And that one dipped beautifully for a strike. Walker struck out his first time up, and that was in the 3rd inning. I should say he had a walk in the 1st inning, and then he had a strikeout in the 3rd inning. And got him on the outside corner again for strike 2.
Got that bender in there. It might have been a little high, but it bent 86 pitches for Kraft now.
Yeah, he's getting close to where I'm sure they may be thinking about a change.
Well, he has to come out at 120.
And fouled.
And that stings a little bit because it bounced up and hit Walker. It doesn't sting bad, but now if it hits off your knees and stuff, then you dance like you got the hot foot.
Makes you want to do the hokey pokey at that point.
Oh, I was watching Mr. Baseball, and remember he had the Japanese baseball team doing the hokey pokey.
Oh, yeah. He's something else.
Play games.
And your pitch. That's a little low for ball one.
Boy, did you see him really putting on the brakes on his hands, wanting to go around on that one. Sometimes it gets the infielders in trouble because they play games with the runner at second. You have to hold them, but you can't get back to your position quick enough.
They're leaving him a gap over in right field right now.
And of course, you just want to make contact with 2 strikes. But if it was less than 2, he'd be playing to punch it to right. Now the shortstop comes over.
Outside, ball 2. Five hits for Jackson Christian in the game, but they've capitalize off some walks and errors.
Good shot there, Steve, from center field.
Oh, yeah, beautiful center field shot. Outside for ball 3. So it's 3-2, and you would expect that the runners on base will be moving with this pitch.
You know, it's interesting with you got a good contact hitter, so with only one out, it's not as big a gamble as it is with some hitters. Deadly silence.
Yes, waiting on the pitch. And that one is outside and low, and so we have the bases loaded now for Andrew Potts.
Big opportunity coming for Potts, and the coach comes out the second time in inning, I believe, and I know in college you got to go as a pitcher when he comes out the second time. Should have read my high school rules, but the last game I've done was college, and I'm a little more familiar with those.
They're going to bring in a designated runner.
Yep, and that'll give Walker Ray. This is what I liked, and it looks like I can see the slow advance. Looks like we got a right-hander coming on.
Campbell Scott coming in as the runner. And they're going to have what we would call a summit just off the mound as the bases are loaded for the second time in the game.
Now, it'll be interesting. Preston Clark, are they going to bring him in to pitch? No, because I see him going back. Now, Lester's taking off the catching equipment.
And now, does he go to the mound is the question.
He has a pretty good arm, they say.
And I believe that is what's going to happen. Either that or he's going to the dugout.
Now, if he's coming in to pitch, I don't care how many times you've thrown out to the plate, and you still only get the max number of pitches here. It's all you can have to warm up with. That is tough. Let's see who is coming on to catch. Now, this may be a real interesting swap, or a very interesting for English teachers. Don't give me. I think Nolan Kraft, we're going to get to see something you don't see often, but it's more and more you see a left-handed catcher.
Well, here you go. It is going to be Zion Lester coming in to pitch after crouching down for the first 4 innings.
I know I played with a guy, Phil Lewis, who was a very good baseball player. His son later played down at Mississippi State. It's tough to come out of the catching and then go and stand up and throw. But let's see what this young man can do with it. That's what usually happens.
Yep, right off the bat.
Now he'll find the plate people, but he's got to get that catching out of his legs, and that bending like you do as a catcher, it is tough on you.
Well, he'll be facing Andrew Potts.
Yeah, he has a pretty nice small curveball or small bender. Andrew getting up there close enough to try to get his timing over there and get a good third base shot with our runner.
Well, Kraft gave up 5 hits and 4 runs, and he had 6 strikeouts, but he also walked 3 in the game.
And Steve will have the official box for you later in the contest.
So we'll see what kind of a fastball and curveball that Lester has. Joe, how much tougher is it, though, for hitters to come up and suddenly you've been facing, say, a left-hander all game, and then all of a sudden you have to face a right-hander, or vice versa?
Well, first of all, you're seeing it released from a different spot. Secondly, all the right-handed hitters now have to face somebody that's coming at them. The timing changes. That's the reason I liked what Andrew Potts did. He came up there, see how he's trying to get the timing, and you've got to do things like that. Of course, mental visualization, the best hitting instructions I ever heard from a major league hitting instructor is he told those guys at the minor league camp, see it, hit it. And believe it or not, that sounds too simple. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
Now, you can correct the shoulders opening too fast, the hips going through too early, you pulling your head out, those type things like that. Sometimes you can overcoach your kids.
Well, we'll see what happens when he finishes his warm-up tosses here. Tell you what, let's take a quick 30-second break, and then we'll come back with the rest of this fourth inning.
27 years ago, a vision became a reality and Snookum Steakhouse officially opened. We cut our steaks in-house and our ribeyes are full of flavor. The steak trimmings are used to make our certified Angus beef steak burgers, so when you order at Snookum's, you are getting high quality. Enjoy our salad bar and mini dessert. Also try our famous family recipe, the Pink Lush Fruit Salad. Come visit Snookum Steakhouse in Henderson, Tennessee. We are open evenings Tuesday through Saturday but closed Sunday and Monday. Snookum Steakhouse, come taste the difference.
Tell you, Joe, those hamburgers from Snookum Steakhouse,
Man.
they're almost too much for me to watch.
Well, you know I used to eat there before I do Freed Hardeman's game. So, and we've got a substitution here. All
right.
Braden Wilbanks, number 28, is pinch hitting. Of course, we have the re-entry rule in amateur baseball. Braden Wilbanks.
All right, Wilbanks is in to pinch hit. And he is now facing Zion Lester, who's come in relief.
Who was formerly catching, inherits 2 runners and 1 out.
And the pitch is low.
Actually 3 runners. Bases are jammed. No place to put him.
Yeah, everybody's on.
Full set of ducks on the pond here. As one of my good broadcasting friends, I stole that one from him.
There you go.
A lot of people use it, though, too.
I remember when Dizzy Dean used to use it.
Wasn't he and Pee Wee Reese a great combination?
Oh, the best. I always said that baseball broadcasting took a dive whenever they were no longer the team for the game of the week on Saturday and Sunday. And here's your next pitch, and it's low again. And there he's going to try to come in to score, and I think he's going to make it without any problems, and the other 2 runners advance. And so that brings into the plate Chance King, and he makes it a 5-0 game.
And I've got to score to a wild pitch, Steve, because the catcher really didn't have a chance to block that one.
No, and again, the things that you were telling us, that when you have a guy coming in off of catching and going right to the mound, you're going to have some adjustments, and it appears that he is.
He is having a little trouble. It may take a batter or 2.
Once again, low, and he's going to try to score again, and he is safe. They ruled that he slid in under the tag.
Well, I know why they called him safe. He tagged him a little deep on his body. The hand barely got there, and you got to remember, even though it's covered with dirt now, the black part of the plate, that edging, is you're safe if you've touched it.
Well, here you go. It's a 6-0 game, 2 straight wild pitches.
10-run rule in effect. We're not at 10 yet, but when you play 5 innings, and we'll be going there in the next inning, if you can get a 10-run lead, the game's over.
Wilbanks, all he's had to do is just watch as the runners come in. He went ahead around that, but they're going to try to score again, and that is going to be there.
They got him that time.
Yep.
Now, Lester did that almost like a catcher then, which he is the catcher when he's not pitching. So 2 outs now in the inning.
So you'll score that one.
2-1.
2-1, and so Wilbanks still at the plate. That one's outside and low. 6-0 lead now for Jackson Christian. Runner on second. And ball 3. And so at 3-1 count with 2 out. And high for ball 4. Or at least that's what our scoreboard. There he goes.
Yeah, I was going to say, my game changer.
That's Zach Creasy trotting down to first base. So we got runners on first and second.
I was, like they used to say in Little Abner, stupefied by that.
I was too at that point. Jack Collins, who has 4 stolen bases on the season, and he had a walk in his second trip up to the plate.
And we've got another courtesy runner in down at second. Or at least a substitute runner. Remember, we've got re-entry, and Coach Chase is always good about getting kids into the ball game. Interesting staff. Brian Bullard, the head coach, is Chase McLean. And, of course, Todd Lumley, who used to be a broadcaster like us at one time, the assistant coach.
That one's high to Jack Collins, the left fielder.
But more remembered for being Peabody's head coach before he retired.
There you go.
And he's come over to help with this program.
Eagles have batted around in this inning. That one was a high swing, and it got away from the catcher, but nobody advanced.
He pounced on it pretty good. Of course, Chase, in just his second year as head coach, he was a longtime assistant, also played on one of Jackson Christian's state championship teams.
I'll tell you what, they, of course, state champions in 08 and 14.
Yeah.
That one low.
Another fellow broadcaster played on one of those teams, Chris Harris, who is the voice of the Mississippi Braves.
All right, there's the wind and the pitch. And there you go. That's probably the best pitch he's tossed so far since he's come in relief.
And he had Jack tied up then. There wasn't anything Jack could do with that pitch.
All right, 2-2 and 2 out and 2 on.
The deuces are wild.
There they are. And high pitch, but it's gone down foul. Just went foul down the first base line, and so the runners move back to first and second.
Todd Lumley picks it up and gives a nice flip to the first baseman for Fayette Ware.
Jack is struck out and hitting a ground out to first base. We're still in the fourth. And let's see if they hit him. Hit his ankle. Didn't seem to bother him that much, and so not only have they batted around, it's going to be the second time up for J.T. Mullins. And once again, the bases are loaded. J.T. so far grounded out to first base. He had a base hit and scored in the second inning. And he tipped that one.
He sure did. Well, this field, even with all the rain, it drains much better. They had Stephen Hamilton come in, who is a groundskeeper who's actually worked an all-star game and was head of the minor league complex there in Arizona. He came in and gave them some tips and helped them with it, and they've done a good job with this field.
There's a high drive, and let's see if it's going to drop, and it goes to the center fielder for out number 3. He gave it a good ride, but the center fielder was right on top of it. But 10 men went to the plate for Jackson Christian, and they picked up 4 runs on 3 hits. And this was one of those where they just capitalized, particularly on 2 wild pitches. And so your score at the end of 4 innings of play is Jackson Christian 6, Fayette Ware nothing. Back after these messages.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Southern Family Dentistry provides a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple cleaning to full dental reconstruction and now prepless veneers, they're there when you need them. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook or call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry. We want to make you smile.
We are a team composed of highly skilled physical therapists with new school treatment approaches and old school customer service principles. We are a community presence because we know our foundation rests in relationship building and involvement. We are leaders in this industry, and we're putting in time daily to develop that aspect of thinking. We're more than a business. We're a team composed of individuals governed by a set of core values. We're more than a physical therapy company. We're a movement in the profession. We are your premier physical therapy team in West Tennessee.
Steve Beverly and Coach Joe Holloway back with you at Jackson Christian, where the Eagles are on top 6-0 as we go to the top half of the 5th inning, and it's Preston Clark, the shortstop, up for the Wildcats. And they're going to have to make a rally, or else this will be their first defeat of the season. It's been a terrific pitching job for Walker Ray. And that one right down the middle for strike one. Walker tonight, he has just done everything possible. 8 strikeouts in 4 innings and has faced the minimum 12 batters. And that one's going to be right to the third baseman. What a great move, and no problem whatsoever moving to his right.
Line drive to Zach Creasy. I have 2 important announcements to make. Number 1, the concession stand is out of hamburgers. And a more important one, Carson McGee at a track meet threw the shot 44-10, which would have qualified him for the state last year.
My goodness, that is fantastic.
I can roll it 44-10.
Yeah.
I can't throw it. That's a strong young man.
They don't give us bowling on that.
Okay.
All right, that brings to the plate Seth Phillips, the third baseman. It may be a cold night, but that has not bothered Walker Ray whatsoever.
Yeah, we want to thank Chuck. We'll get to all these. Chuck Ray just happens to be the father of Walker Ray. That's how I introduced him a while ago before the game.
He's something else.
And Steve, we've got right there's another one for somebody. Nothing like a ballpark hot dog.
Ballpark Franks are fantastic, and you could smell them the minute that we got in here.
Yeah, they are as hot as that last strike was.
We got a 1-1 count and 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. And boy, did that one dip, and he went around on that.
Oh, the young man wanted to go, but Walker had him.
He had him so fooled.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Walker was something else on that one. It took the big dip. And that one gets away.
That was a wasted pitch then, not a waste pitch.
Absolutely.
Walker has now only thrown 45 pitches. That's amazing.
Got a 2-hitter going. And there's the wind and the pitch. And they say it's just a bit high, so it is a 3-2 count.
Seth Phillips up there. He's a pretty tough out.
So far tonight, he has not walked anybody. Right down in there for a call, strike 3. That's the backwards K, as Coach Joe will remind you.
Absolutely. This inning going pretty quick.
7th. Actually, make that the 9th strikeout.
Number 23, Greg Betts.
Greg Betts. He was called out on strikes his first time up in the 2nd inning. Man, there's a strike.
0 for 1 on the day.
And I tell you what, he has had his blistering stuff here tonight. You could tell it almost from the 1st inning. There you go. Went around on that one for strike 2. And let's see if he can pull it all the way and pull the string right here. That one low bounces up and goes into the screen for ball 1.
Oh, but he teased him then.
Yeah, I think that was, shall we say, just, this is, throw this one away and let's see what happens on this one. Pitch. And strike 3 call, and that is out number 3, and the 5th inning is history, the 10th strikeout for Walker Ray. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We've played 4.5. It is Jackson Christian 6, Fayette Ware nothing.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Southern Family Dentistry's dental laser technology is a game changer for those who experience dental anxiety. Just imagine. No more drills. Look at some of Dr. Nathan Nash's patient results. We provide a relaxing environment to ensure a pleasant visit every time. From a simple cleaning to a full dental reconstruction. And now, prepless veneers. We're there when you need us. Dr. Nathan Nash will treat your family just like he wants his family treated. Check them out on Facebook to see all those loving smiles. Call 300-4545. Southern Family Dentistry, we want to make you smile.
Buying a car is all about you. In person, over the phone, or online, we make it simple and easy. Our place is yours, no matter where you live. LonnieCobbFord.com or Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Steve Beverly and Coach Joe Holloway live from Jackson Christian School, and Eagles comfortably in command 6-0, and Zion Lester back on the mound again in relief for Fayette Ware. Wildcats came into this one 6-0, but this has been a masterful pitching job tonight by Walker Ray. In fact, he's had a couple of 9-pitch innings, and so far a 2-hitter and 10 strikeouts in tonight's game, and again has faced the minimum 15 batters.
Absolutely, and we'll check his pitch count. It was still in the 40s. You up, Austin Kelly, Wyatt Jones, and Chance King. That's the top of the order, Steve.
Yep, and this is where, again, they sent 10 men to the plate during the 5th inning.
Yeah, it makes me put that line in my scorebook, and I have to move it over and race the 5 and do all that good stuff. But we're winning.
Yeah, it always used to frustrate me when I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to mark this in here? But that's the way it works. So you got the top of the order up, and so far in the game tonight for Kelly, he walked in the 1st inning and reached base with an error in the 2nd and had a base hit in the 3rd, and he has scored twice.
Steve, I know a guy that he would take sticky notes and make him a little flap and stick it over where the guy had batted, but you can still pull up on it because only one side of a sticky note has the stickum on it.
That's the thing about it. When you're scoring a baseball game, you do whatever creative you can. If you get a team that bats around, there goes one that goes foul. It's going to be outside the screen.
Out of play. Well, you know, the guy, and I can't think of his name, that is the broadcaster for the Washington Nationals, has developed his own personal scorebook. Matter of fact, Ray Pack, the softball announcer down at Freed Hardeman for Worthy Road Studios, uses that book.
By the way, Joe, we need to thank Mr. Ray for these wonderful, wonderful hot dogs.
Chuck Ray is great. Oh, his hamburgers one of these days, Steve, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave you calling Game On and run over and get us 2 of those hamburgers for them.
You're going to pull the Dizzy Dean. He'd tell Pee Wee, he'd say, listen, I'm going down and get a steak. I'll be back. And that one way down in the dirt.
Yeah, that's one of those 55 feet curveballs.
Yeah, he had some struggles in the tail end of the 4th inning, particularly when he came from having to crouch all game behind the plate, and he swapped off with Nolan Kraft. That one's outside and low.
No, but he was able to break it off. And in defense of Lester, I didn't get to do it much because I wasn't a great catcher, but I saw Philip Lewis, who I did catch because he threw a knuckleball. He would catch games and come in to relieve Billy Wheaton.
That one goes right to the short, and he dropped it. And they're not going to be able to get him. That one was right to the shortstop, and I think he was so stunned he took his eye off of it, and it just simply was hit so hard that he dropped it, and so that'll be an error charge to the shortstop.
Well, believe it or not, the official scorer ruled it a hit.
A hit, okay, well.
I was like you. Steve and I are pretty close on our scoring, and so we'll change it because we always been to the official score.
6th hit, pardon me while I chomp on the hot dog. 6th hit for Jackson Christian, and 2nd straight hit for Austin Kelly.
Wyatt Jones, who's 1 for 2, has come to the plate, and he strides up there. That is a tough little man he has to catch. He plays linebacker in football.
He's reached base, and there's going to be a steal of 2nd without any question whatsoever.
That's another thing. We have not had a runner thrown out stealing tonight.
Wyatt Jones has reached base every time on a walk his first time up, and then on an error on the second baseman, and then a base hit the last time up, and he scored and had a stolen base. That one's way high.
Now, Steve, I'm not trying to jinx either team, but now 4 runs in this inning by the Eagles would end this contest.
And we'd go home. 10-run rule. And that one's going to get, it's going to get right out of the infield, and that's going to make runners at first and third. So Wyatt connects for his second straight base hit of the game.
And we'll have a courtesy runner for the catcher because he has to go back and put his tools. I tell you what, tonight's a good night for catching equipment. Keep you a little warmer.
Yeah, boy. Well, here we are. We're at the tail end of March, Joe, and we got people with blankets out here tonight. So it's one of those things where we haven't really hit the point where spring has sprung yet, at least in the twilight hours of the evening.
And, Steve, I only remember one football game that got this cold.
Chance, and they're going to get down to second very, very easily on that one. Give him a stolen base.
And there will be a strike on that call.
Chance King scored on a wild pitch in the 4th inning. He struck out and flew out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. And that one hits the plate, and that's going to bring in a run. There's no way they'll get that one.
Yep, the 7th run, and when it hits the plate and bounces up like that. Now, you've got a chance with our backstop. If it goes straight back there, you've got a chance for a kickback to you.
So it's a 7-0 game now, 7 runs and 7 hits for the Eagles. And that puts a runner now on third. Jones is 90 feet from the plate. That one's high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Chance has all kinds of potential. He develops a little more patience at the plate. He's a good hitter, a great baseball player. He can pitch, play first, play all the outfield positions.
And outside and low, it's a 3-1 count.
And showing good patience this time at the bat.
Not reaching for some of these low ones. Lester gets his sign and gets ready to deliver. And that one just got out ahead of that one, did Chance, and so it's a 3-2 count.
The parabolic mic, you go back, if you watch it on replay on YouTube tonight, you'll hear just a little flick off that bat. Umpire correctly called that one. This young man's done a good job, and the field umpire's done a good job because we hadn't known he's here.
No, he hasn't had much to call tonight. That one was fouled.
A little more ping then for your dollar.
Just a little bit. It was a high pitch, but he just managed to get a piece of it and had it to go off to the right. So once again, you got a 3-2 count. And here's the wind and the pitch. And that one's going to be fouled way high out of play. Catcher turned around and gave it a look, but he realized that was way out of his range.
He used the word futile. He said, Mr. Beverly, Mr. Holloway, that was futile. And I know the word's futile, but.
Futile and hostile. I'll always love that one, too. Here's your pitch, 3-2. And that one's going to be. That's going to be ball 4.
It is, and give Kraft credit. He pounced all over that one to stop that runner first and third. I will bet that either on the first or second pitch that Chance King will be stealing. I think I'd win that bet, Steve.
I believe you would. Carson Holt, the designated hitter, is up. Struck out his first time, had a double the second, and a single the third time. He scored a run.
And he's still a young fellow. I believe Carson is a sophomore.
And that one's going to go to the shortstop. And he fires to first, and let's see what the call is.
Got him.
Got him. The umpire was blocked from my view, but that scored another run, and it makes it an 8-0 game.
Just one out in the inning. 6-3 on that put out for the first out. Walker Ray can help his own cause, Steve.
And Chance King goes down to second. So Walker, his last time up, he walked. He's walked twice tonight, in fact, and struck out.
And he had a 2-run homer cut then, just didn't get it. And look at his front foot. It's open a little bit, but it'll close and go back towards the pitcher as he swings.
If he were to go deep with this one and manage to go all around the bases, this game would be over.
That's right.
That one's nice pitch, but it dipped outside, and so it's a 1-1 count.
A little different look at the curveball as a right-hander. Now it's curving away from you. When the lefty was up there, it was curving
inside, yeah. Lester with the pitch. And that one's going to get away from the catcher, and that's going to send Chance King down to third. Score that one a pass ball.
And as they used to say on Happy Days, correctamundo.
Yes.
You got two old-time TV guys in here.
Boy, I'm telling you what, older than we know what to do. It's a 2-1 count. And there's a high fly ball that's going back to the right fielder, and he drops it. And again, just must have lost it in the lights, and easily trotting home is Chance King with the 9th run, and that puts Walker Ray on second. And if he scores in this inning, we go home.
And to tell people in case this happens, what we're doing, they bring the courtesy runner in. But Steve and I are going to handle these games like they do in professional baseball. We'll have some kind of breakdown of 3-2-2 or something like that, and or 3-3-2, and we'll different combinations till we hit on it. And that way you get to hear both of us, and we both got – Steve's got a great delivery. He's been doing this even longer than I have because I've been Tom Britt's color man for eons.
You've had a great long time experience with Tom.
Oh, Tom and I 21 years at the NAI.
Well, I tell you what, we miss those.
Yes, I wish we'd bring them back.
Boy, I tell you, those midnight games you used to do, and for many, many years you'd get letters from folks that were out in the West Coast, in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, oh, we loved it. Some of them even got hold of my phone number somehow, and Tom's phone number. Bring us a win.
Here's your pitch. That one's low into the dirt, and you're going to see Walker moves over to third, and so he is 90 feet away from ending this game. The count is 2-1.
Absolutely.
9 runs and 8 hits for Jackson Christian.
Did you ever do Central State? You know, they had no commercials. It was a student campus-run radio station.
I did a few on the network. I did a few on the video network with Central State, yeah.
They have no commercials if you ever do their radio, though.
And that one's right down the middle for the strike.
Just one out in the inning, though. That's the thing to remember in that runner at third.
And here we go. Lester with the pitch. Hits the top of the plate. So we're at 3-1.
And again, in Lester's defense, he's come in a tough position because of how he's caught, and that takes something out of you, and then you got to get those legs. He's thrown some nice pitches.
And again, that's going to go high, and this could be it. And he's head first in, and that's the ball game.
So a 10-0 final, 10 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for Jackson Christian, and no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for the team from Fayette Ware. And the teams will line up and shake hands in the sportsmanship line. Steve, before we take time out for a couple of commercials, some comments from you?
Well, this was a game that I think without question Walker Ray he had it under control from the get-go and faced the minimum 15 batters, struck out 10 in this game. He had 2 innings in which he only had 9 pitches in, and his pitch count was so extraordinarily low tonight. But he never really was threatening this game at all. He only allowed 2 base runners in the entire game, and they managed to get them out. And so it was really a dominating performance where he was concerned. But the big thing also offensively was that 4th and 5th inning for Jackson Christian, because they piled on 4 runs in each of those innings, and you saw them send 10 men to the plate during the 4th inning. And then it was one of those where it was just a dominant performance across the board offensively, 10 runs on 8 hits. But they capitalized as well on a lot of fielding mistakes and a number of wild pitches and pass balls on the part of Fayette Ware tonight, Joe.
Absolutely, and I'm going to argue with the scoreboard. I agree with Game Changers. There were 4 errors on the Fayette Ware team tonight.
No question about it.
And we can check that. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the wrap-up of this game, the box scores, and final comments from Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway. Let's take that timeout on Worthy Road Studios and Jackson Christian's baseball game.
Hello, folks. This is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation. Bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee. If you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Great American Sports makes sports an addiction. Located at 125B Old Hickory Boulevard, East in Jackson, we specialize in teen sports for youth leagues, schools, and churches. We can embroider and screen print team uniforms. We also have sports equipment, Under Armour and Adidas clothing, and anything else you need for your teen sports. You can email or call us for all your teen sports needs. Great American Sports. Make sports an addiction.
Did you know that Lonnie Cobb Ford's Warranty for Life is available on pre-owned vehicles too? That's right, a warranty for life on a used car. And with our huge selection of over 100 vehicles, we have the one for you. Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, where cars really are cheaper in the country.
Welcome to Man's Wrecker Service. We offer a wide array of services. We are dedicated towing professionals, experienced in both simple and complicated towing services. We offer light and heavy-duty off-road recovery, auto and heavy-duty towing, load shift and load transfer capabilities, and much more. We are equipped to handle any situation, no matter how big or how small. Call today at 731-424-2173.
And welcome back to the post-game show here at Jackson Christian on the Mural House Field. Steve Beverly, Coach Joe Holloway. A magnificent pitching performance, Steve, by Walker Ray. He threw 52 pitches, 38 strikes. He only faced 15 batters.
And you think about the only hits that he gave up were both to his competitor on the mound, Nolan Kraft. He got 2 hits, and then everybody else. And I look at this, 10 strikeouts, and I'm looking at my backwards Ks, and they were 5 that were swinging strikes and 5 that were called strikes. So he had his stuff tonight.
Yeah, good distribution, fooled some hitters and stuff. Very quickly, only 2 hits for Nolan Kraft, so we won't go through the total box. I will say this, that even in losing it, he pitched 3.1 innings, gave up 5 hits, but gave up 6 runs. That was Nolan Kraft, and Lester. Zion Lester gave up in really 1.0 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 4 runs. 3 of them were earned. There were only 5 earned runs of the 10 in the game, yep. Steve. And between the 2 of them, they walked 9 players. Lester did not have a strikeout, and Kraft had 6. Now, Steve, you want me to do Union Union? I've got Union on. You want me to do Jackson Christian or?
You go JCS for us, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's lead our leadoff man, Austin Kelly, the shortstop. He had a good night tonight. 2 hits, scored 3 runs in 3 at-bats. He walked once. And, of course, Wyatt Jones, the fine catcher, he was on base one of those times with error, but he was 2 for 3, and so with the error, he had on-base percentage was perfect tonight.
Well, Kelly and Jones also had 2 stolen bases
Oh,
each.
that's right. Now, you got the stolen. They didn't give me the stolen base, but that's okay. We will. And Steve's got the extra stuff. And, of course, Chance King tonight didn't have a hit, but he did score 2 runs. He had an RBI. He walked, and he struck out one time. Now, Holt, I love this young man to death. He's overcome a lot of injuries, but Carson Holt, who was the designated hitter, was 2 for 4 tonight, had a big double, scored 1 run. He had 1 RBI. He struck out once, too. Walker Ray helped his own cause as he was 1 for 2. And, of course, his designated runner did score for him. And the designated runner does get the credit for that in high school. But he had 1 RBI, Walker did. He was walked twice and struck out once. Andrew Potts, who started the game at second, he was 0 for 2 tonight. And Will Banks walked in his 1 plate appearance when he hit for him. Cooper came on and played the last inning, and he also pinch ran. He scored a run and got on with a base on balls. Zach Creasy, the third baseman who had some fine plays in the field, he only had 1 official at bat tonight, 0 for 1, and he got 2 base on balls. Jack Collins, the fine left fielder, was 0 for 2 tonight. And, of course, J.T. Mullins, 1 for 3, scored a run. At-bats, 23 at-bats for Jackson Christian, 10 runs, 8 hits, 3 RBIs, and 9 bases on balls, and 6 of us struck out tonight.
10-0 game and went the minimum 5 innings, the 10-run rule in effect. And for JC, it was now an opportunity to go 6-1-1 on the season, and even better for them, it's the first defeat they managed to spoil Fayette Ware's undefeated season so far.
That's right. And Fayette Ware came into this game having won a tournament over in Memphis against some pretty decent competition, and they were upbeat when I went down to get a lineup from their dugout. And the good news, Steve used the key word. You have an opportunity to alert your friends that tomorrow night the dynamic duo will be back in action again here on Jackson Christian Worthy Road Studios Baseball Network. Call 5 people. Tell them that they can watch it 6 o'clock. We'll come on a couple of minutes early right after the national anthem. And it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out. The boys in blue, 2 blue teams in a row. The Northside Indians will be here tomorrow night. The Eagles flying high right now.
That's right.
And we'll have a great baseball game.
Well, it should be good, and particularly the temperature is supposed to be maybe about 4 or 5 degrees warmer tomorrow night, and I think we can all deal with that. But the other part of it is just looking at how steady the performance was of the Eagles tonight and thinking about what you mentioned, 52 pitches in just 5 innings for Walker Ray. But the fact that he was just so overpowering with his fastball and his curveball was just tremendous tonight. He got a lot of good fielding support. And so tonight, I think you could say this was about as complete performance as you could expect from any high school baseball team tonight, and they just dominated it from the get-go when they got the 2 runs in the first inning. And then here we go, 10-0 finish.
Absolutely, and folks can tell I've used the left-hand handkerchief swipe. It is a little cold.
Yes.
And we will be back tomorrow night. Steve and I will be here, and we're looking forward to it. Enjoy it. Want to remind you of several things to support all the sponsors of these broadcasts, because without them, it doesn't come free, and the National Federation will try to charge you $9.95 to get the same stuff that you're getting for free.
That's right.
Secondly, we've got to remind you that any rebroadcast, retransmission, or further use of this content without the express written consent of Worthy Road Studios is prohibited.
And may I also remind this, is that the announcers on this broadcast have been selected and approved by Worthy Road Studios, and we are very happy about that, particularly when the checks clear the bank.
That's right. And then, Paul, there may be a little something extra in your envelope, too. Now, I want the folks to see that great crew that participated in making this game happen. And there are some great young people here. Steve, I'm going to give you the honors.
Well, these are young people I've worked with all season long at Union University, and they're terrific. The game directed tonight by Christopher Reasons, and, of course, Joe and I on the call, and then your camera operators, and they have become some of the best in the business. Billy Bolin and Eris Hollingsworth, who I also want to salute for her selection as a queen over in her high school this year, and she deserved that greatly. And then, of course, our ever-cool, ever-present director, Paul Schultze, our executive producer of Worthy Road Sports. Joe, I've enjoyed it, and tomorrow night we'll do it all again.
Hey, we will, so I guess it's time to say thanks for your time this time till next time. Good night, all.